Hi everyone, welcome back to another video of Engineers Academy. So guys, over here in this particular video, we are going to learn about another new invention by Mr. Nikola Tesla in early 20s, that is of Tesla turbine. So this is nothing but the Tesla turbine is the modification of the conventional turbine. Over here, this is the bladeless kind of turbine, and in this video, we are going to learn about the efficiency of this Tesla turbine, its construction, working principle, and the applications. Or else, we will be also talking about some kind of modifications that we can do over here in Tesla turbine. So guys, please watch my video till the end, and guys, if you're new to my educational channel Engineers Academy, please consider subscribing, because your subscription really motivates me to make more of such educational videos. So without wasting any time, let's begin with the today's topic of Tesla turbine. Well guys, Nikola Tesla invented this kind of turbine in early 20s. So this is the modification of the normal conventional turbines. So over here, in case of the conventional turbines, there is a rotor which continuously rotates, and the pressurized fluids like this entered, which will having a high velocity fluid and having high pressure, this gets injected, and in such a way that the application of the force is directly perpendicular to that of the turbine blades. So this causes the turbine blades to rotate, and this will ultimately rotor the shaft which is connected to the blades, and this shaft will connect it to this my generator, and the generator will produce the electricity. So this is what the actual working of the conventional turbine. But over here, Nikola Tesla modified this turbine. He removed that impeller from the turbine, and he used two sufficiently spaced discs instead of the turbine. So he used only the disc in such a way that the water will be flowing, or the flowing media which is having high velocity jet and having high pressure, it gets entered through the inlet, as you can see over here at the tangential. So this causes the disc to rotate. These two discs are having the gap between them, and in that particular gap, the water jet or as the high velocity flowing fluid gets entered, and this particular flowing fluid is of laminar fluid, and this particular flowing fluid causes the rotation of the disc in such a way that this particular tangential force exerted upon a particular distance. So this will produce a torque, that is nothing but the distance force into displacement, that is nothing but the torque. So torque gets induced in that particular disc. So the spinning of the disc will occur in such a way that this particular fluid, high velocity fluid, gets entered into a disc, and in such a way that it will move inside the disc in a spiral direction. The distance between this water jet gets minimized as it flows inside that particular turbine. So this is the overall construction of the Tesla turbine. So this particular Tesla turbine works on the principle of the boundary layer principle. So now let's take an example over here. Suppose on a desk I am having a paper, and on that paper I am having some weight. If I try to pull that particular paper, okay, the shearing will occur at the bottom side of the paper. So this particular shearing will occur, and the application of the force. So over here, the same scenario occurs in the case of this disc and the high velocity of fluid. So over here, the shearing of the disc will occur, and this particular shearing will try to rotate that particular disc. So over here, this particular phenomenon is known as the boundary layer phenomenon, or as we can call it as the boundary layer effect. And due to this particular boundary layer effect, the spinning of this particular disc will occur, and we will get the actual output in terms of the rotation of the shaft. The power developed over here in this case is very much less, as we have used only two discs. If we increase the number of the disc, and if we increase the number of the jets which will be flowing through that particular turbine, so over here I am getting more power. I will get the double the power, or let's triple the power if we increase the number of the disc. The spacing between the two discs plays a very important key role over here in the determination of this exact power output. The spacing is very much important over here, and this particular turbine should have the equal spacing between all these discs. Also guys, over here, this particular Tesla turbine is suitable for all types of fluid, such as Newtonian fluid, non-Newtonian fluids. This particular fluid will having some sort of the abrasives, slurries. So this can be suitable for all the types of the fluid, whereas in conventional turbine this will be only suitable for this like the more of the viscous fluid cannot be like used in that particular conventional turbines, but over here we can use the viscous fluids as well over here. As the more the viscosity we will get, the more the boundary layer effect will get, hence the more output will get, we will get over here in this particular turbine. Now let's talk about the what kind of the applications do we have got over here in this case. So first application that we have seen, the power generation. We can produce the power. The shaft of this turbine gets connected to the generator, so as it produces the electricity. Also over here we can use this particular turbine as a pump, so in such a way that the fluid, it gets power from the external motor, and as over here the turbine will get the power from the external motor, and the spinning of the disc causes the fluid to get pressurized over here, and it will get the high pressurized fluid by the end of the discharge over here. So this can be used as a pump. Also there is another advantage over this conventional turbine, is that in the conventional turbine there is always a single way the fluid will flow in a single direction, but over here due to this impeller is replaced by the disc, it can be move in both the direction, that is in the clockwise direction also as well as in anti-clockwise direction also. That depends upon the design of this particular turbine. So it can be it can be of bidirectional, it can be used in both the directions. In case of the conventional turbine, only a single direction will get over here, but in this case we will get both the directions. So that is the another added advantage. Also there is another advantage, is that while the manufacturing of this particular turbine, conventional turbine, the turbine blades needs to be casted, or else there are some sort of the heat treatment and the other processes are needed into the manufacturing of this particular turbine, conventional turbines. But over here in this case of Tesla turbine, the turbine blade itself is like eliminated. So this is the reason this is very much economical, and the manufacturing is very much easy over here. Also due to some application of the abrasive particles in case of the conventional turbines, so there will be like the maintenance activity is more over here in case of conventional turbine. But over here in Tesla turbine, it is the type of the turbine that is maintenance free. So that is the also another added advantage of this particular Tesla turbine. Also if we want to say that in terms of efficiency, Nikola Tesla claims that this will produce the 98% of the efficiency, but over here in actual practice there is an experiment conducted at the Arizona University, and they found that this Tesla turbine produces the 48% of the efficiency as compared to the other modern conventional turbines. But if we try to maintain the laminar flow over here, and which is there at the spacing which is exactly at the which is exactly at the tangent of this particular two equally spaced disc, then in that case we can be able to achieve the 98% of the efficiency. It means in order to achieve that high amount of efficiency, there has to be some sort of criteria. So the flow must be of laminar flow, the water jet must be there should not be any kind of turbulence in the flow. So this is this is also the matters while deciding the efficiency of this particular Tesla turbine. Also guys, this particular Tesla turbine is maintenance free, as we have seen before, and this particular Tesla turbine works on the principle of the boundary layer. So this is the reason the laminar flow is must required over here to maintain the flow and to increase the efficiency of this particular Tesla turbine. Also if we talk about in terms of the modification, we can do the slight modification. As you can see over here, this the casing, outer casing of the turbine that we can make instead of making it rectangular, we can make it oval shaped. So this is the reason, if we make this in oval shape, the laminar the turbulence which is present in that particular rectangular shape can be neglected, and in case of oval shaped we will get more laminar flow. So this is the reason this will affect the efficiency of this particular turbines. So this is the slight modification we can do in a Tesla turbine. So guys, that was all about the Tesla turbine. I hope you like my video. If you're having any doubts, any queries, please feel free to comment below. And guys, if you like my video, please give us a like, and guys, please do share my video to your friends, family, social networks, etc. So guys, thank you so much for watching this educational video.